Hello, I'm Eric Waite, and I'm taking a little break from my wine studies to celebrate the 30th anniversary of my taking and passing the Certified Whiskey exam. When I was studying for Unit 4 of the Wine and Spirit Educational Trust Diploma, studying spirits, I really got into whiskeys, particularly single malt Scotch, and then eventually bourbons. So I went online. I wanted to see if there are any certifications that specialize in whiskeys, and sure enough, in the UK, the BIAB has a certification for those working in the trade, in the whiskey trade. The course was taught in the UK and then Canada and Japan. Wasn't available in the United States, but I kept an eye on their calendar, and sure enough, eventually, the first time the course was offered at Celtic Ranch in Weston, Missouri. It's right on the Kansas, Missouri border. In fact, I stayed at a hotel in Leavenworth, Kansas, just on the other side of the river. So I like to taste a local, whether it's a wine or a spirit. So while I was there, I picked this up. This is the Union Horse Distilling Company Reunion Straight Rye Whiskey. It is at 46.5% alcohol by volume, or 93% or 93 proof. It's 100% rye whiskeys. I've had a few rye whiskeys. I've only had two that were 100% rye. So I'm really looking forward to trying this. But before I get into this whiskey, here are some notes about the producer. Union Horse Distilling Company. Founded in 2010, Union Horse Distilling Company is a family-owned and operated distillery in Lenexa, Kansas. Union Horse Distilling Company is a grain-to-bottle craft distillery. From milling locally sourced grains to barreling and bottling, everything is done in-house. Each bottle of Reunion Straight Rye and Reserve Straight Bourbon is hand-numbered and signed by master distiller and co-founder Patrick Garcia. All spirits are distilled in a 500-gallon column pot still known as Chester Copper Pot, and the whiskeys are aged to perfection in new American oak barrels crafted in Missouri. Alrighty, let's get into it. So it is a dark amber in color to a slight gold around the edge. High viscosity on the nose. Whiskey's clean. It has a little bit of a tingle. Pronounced aromas of caramel, toffee, butter, a little bit of spice, as you would expect, a little bit of pepper, white pepper, some floral notes, perhaps some fall leaves, definitely some butter, a little bit of sort of extra ripe bananas, perhaps some dried fruit notes, dried peach, dried golden raisins, a little bit of apricot, dried apricot. But what comes on really strong, and all those fruit aromas are interwoven with the coffee, the vanilla, butterscotch, and those character. So it has those sort of candy notes, and then intertwined are these sort of dried fruit notes, and then this spice running through it. All right, on the palate. Now the thing about rye whiskeys is alcohol has a little bit of a bite, but so does rye, the spice of the rye. So when you combine a little bit of a bite from the alcohol with those spicy notes of the rye, the alcohol kind of intensifies the spicy notes, or the spicy notes can actually be sort of confused with an alcohol bite. So I think this has more of a strong spicy note than it does an alcohol bite. I've been so focused on my wine studies, I haven't been having any whiskeys. So I'm really enjoying this. And of course we went through the summer, it was hot through the summer. I only had one whiskey the entire summer. I was trying out some whiskey cubes and a chilled glass. And it was a really hot day, just as an experiment. Probably do a review of that in the near future. First I want to say this is 100 times better than any other rye whiskey I've ever had. The ones I had were from Canada, and I just really wasn't all that big on them, even though one of them was the so-called the Whiskey of the Year, according to the Whiskey Bible. This is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to give it a solid 93 points. I really, really like this. It starts off with, I think, a little bit of the fruit with the spice, and then in the mid, the spice kind of chills out, and then you get kind of the sweet, creamy, buttery caramel color, and that's what you get in the finish. So the spice is more in the beginning and the middle, and then the creaminess of the sort of candied notes is all in the finish. Really, really, really nice. Alrighty, so if you're really into whiskeys and you want to learn more about whiskeys, I would highly recommend checking out the website for the Whiskey Ambassador course. Check out the calendar. They're becoming more and more and more common, the courses in the United States, and just keep an eye out to see when that class might be taught near you, or if you get a chance to make a trip out to Weston, Missouri, and say hi everybody at the Celtic Ranch. All right, that's about it for this review, and until next time, cheers.